Today I am here with a rather interesting thing. This is a Regina musical automaton. Now it's basically like a smaller version of this one right here, which runs on a very similar principle, and it's also called a Regina. Now what this does, it has these big musical discs which will actually rise up automatically, set themselves into position, and then they will turn and they will play. This here is a smaller version of that. It does not automatically put the discs in. You have to manually do that, and it only has one set of combs that makes the sound, and it's a much simpler mechanism, but the mechanism is the same, and it's really fascinating. So I thought I'd show you guys. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. Basically, in case you're curious as to what it is, it's a gigantic music box, and it's awesome. And as you can see, it has this really cool, I guess it's maybe copper or brass, probably copper, decal up here that says Regina Musical Automaton. Now, if you're curious what automaton means, that was kind of like it was basically the early name for a robot. It was a machine that did stuff on its own, and that is what this does. It plays music on its own, so that's why it's called an automaton. Basically, it was a very early robot. We have these really cool carvings here. I believe this wood is oak, and we have these really awesome carvings here, very delicate, very ornate, and it looks like it's all original. It's probably been refinished, but everything, the carvings themselves are original. They don't look like they have been replaced. Now we have two compartments. We have this door up here, which has a little cloth covering to let sound out if you want to have it playing while it's closed, and there's also a second compartment, which you may have noticed if you're observant. So first I'll show you the upper compartment, and then I'll show you what's going on in the lower compartment. It's kind of interesting. Now this is, I believe, the original key. Is a very simple key. You put it in, turn it like so, and it just pops open. So this is what the inside, here's that cloth cover I was telling you about, and then this is what the inside of it looks like. So this is the mechanism, this is the wheel, and in a little bit the owner of the store will turn it on and have it run, and you will get to hear what it sounds like and see what it looks like in action. It's a really, really impressive machine. This here is a drawer that has a number of pictures in it. There's these are pictures that they took when they were restoring the instrument. You can see here that is some of the internal mechanisms of the instrument. I'm going to put this down so I can look at some of these others. There's more, and these are pictures that they took when that's the spring inside that powers it. These are cool pictures because then you can see the inside of it without me taking it apart and breaking something. That must be some kind of a gear that turns probably the whole mechanism. And that looks like a bin full of parts and repairs and stuff, because I see lots of loose screws at the bottom, but those must be little parts that go inside of the Regina. So that's pretty cool. Now, if you're wondering why there's a nickel in here, that's because this instrument is actually powered by nickels. In order to run it, you first have to make sure that it is wound up, because as you saw, there's a spring, and that's what this handle controls. I think it's already wound up, so I won't tighten it anymore. But basically, the way it works is there's a little nickel slot here, and you just put a nickel in and then put it back in. The nickel falls into this drawer as a collection, and then it runs. And so since this is designed for a home, you can easily come in and collect the nickels. But also, if you were to have this in, say, a hotel lobby, I could really imagine something like this in a hotel lobby. Let me put this back in there as well, because that's where that went. If this were in a hotel lobby, you could probably just close the door and have people put money in it and listen to music. It would be a great way to easily collect money, because back in the day, a nickel would be quite a bit more than it is today. Now, as you can see here, we have a little collection bin for these discs that are made of metal, and they just kind of slide in, and then that is how they work. But what you're probably wondering is what is in that second compartment. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to lock it, like so. And now I'm going to come down and open this. It uses the same lock for both of them. It should work the same way. It doesn't seem to. There we go. A little sticky. So this is actually more storage for disks. So there were two storage slots up top, as well as the slot that the machine uses when it's playing disks. And then there's more disks in here, and of course you can put multiple disks in each slot. And so as you can see here, on the back of the disks, we have little metal teeth that activate some of the internal mechanisms. Now, when the owner comes along and activates the instrument, I show you that again, and I show you how the teeth interlock with the internal mechanisms that makes the sound, and it's really, really fascinating. Now, of course, these are metal, and over time, they'd probably get bent and stuff, and so you have to be very gentle with them, but I don't think that I'm harming anything here, and it's really interesting. I don't know what metal this is. It's probably copper, I'd say. That's my guess. It's probably copper. But they're just these thin little discs that you insert. And it's a really interesting way of listening to music. It's a very, very unique method that was used during the turn of the century. I had never heard about these until I came out to this shop, which if you're interested in where I found all this stuff, the information for the store will be in the description of the video. The owner of the store has a really fascinating collection of not only rare and unusual pianos, but also rare and interesting music boxes such as this. So now let's get the owner in the store. He will show some of the internal mechanisms, and then he will also activate the machine and let you listen to it as well. I'm going to put this back. And then the empty spot on the disc there tells the machine to stop turning, and then it will also stop playing because there's no little teeth controlling the star wheels. So that is so interesting and so cool. I really hope you guys enjoyed that little demonstration of the Regina musical automaton. And as you can see, you can just take that door and close it up, and you could even close it up when it was playing, and then it would look like that. And it's very pretty as well. Cool. So basically, from the way I understand it, on the back of these discs, if you take a look at them, you can see that there are little pegs. And if you look at them, you can see that there's like these little pegs and these little spines. And as the wheel spins around, it actually will touch these little star wheels, which are on here, and then they will turn the star wheel, which then in turn will pluck the comb and make it make sound. So there's a real close-up of the mechanism here with the star wheels and the comb. And then, like I said, as the wheel turns, it will spin past these little star wheels, and then it will pull on the little point on them and then make them trigger the comb, which is the series of tines that generates the sound. So it's a really cool mechanism, and it's very complicated and awesome. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this very interesting video on this very interesting musical instrument. Yes, I'd classify it as a musical instrument. You can't actually play it, but it does play music, and it was kind of like just a way to listen to music back in the early 1900s, because they didn't have radio, and obviously they didn't have any of the awesome technology that we have today to listen to music. So this is what they had, and in its own way, it is really cool. It's so complicated and so unique. I can't imagine how somebody would invent something like this, especially one like this, which is the bigger brother to this, that actually there's music disc storage down at the bottom, and then when you put a nickel in and turn it on, it actually will raise up the disc that you selected and insert it and play it, that's wild. So I also have videos of this on my channel. I also have videos of awesome pianos, such as this one I'm here next to. This is a 1850s era Chickering piano, really cool. If you're interested in seeing a video like that, or even videos on brand new concert grand pianos, you can go check out my channel. I got lots of videos on pianos, lots of videos on organs, and again, if you're interested in where I found this, I'll put the store's description I'll put the store's information in the description of this video. So if you want to come check it out, you can. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to subscribe, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.